Let's talk about average velocity. So what's the difference between speed and velocity? Well, speed is distance over time, 100 kilometers an hour. Velocity is very similar, 100 kilometers per hour, but it's in a specific direction. So 100 kilometers per hour east would be a given velocity. Okay? Well, how do we solve a velocity problem, and how is it different than solving a speed problem? Well, let's look at an example. Let's say I travel 100 kilometers north in 2 hours, then travel 60 kilometers east in 30 minutes. If this was a speed problem, I could just add those up and divide, okay? But this is a velocity problem, so I've got to solve that as two separate velocities because they're not the same, okay? So I say 150 kilometers in 2 hours. That's going to equal 75 kilometers an hour north. Okay, then I have 60 kilometers east in 30 minutes. And now if you look here, I've got hours for my one velocity and minutes for my second. I don't want to have two separate units for that. I want to simplify that and let's just keep it in hours. Okay, so instead of saying 60 kilometers in 30 minutes, let's convert 30 minutes into hours. Okay, so I'll say we've got 60 kilometers in 0.5 hours. That's going to equal 120 kilometers an hour. And in this case, that's east, which is a separate velocity than our initial velocity. So our answer here is we have 175 kilometers an hour north and then 120 kilometers east. And that's how we calculate average velocities.